Welcome back to Good Day Stateline. Valentine's Day may have passed, but that doesn't mean you should stop showering ourselves, your loved ones, or your partners with love. Relationship therapist and dating coach Erica Turner is teaching us all about one of my favorite things to talk about, love languages. Hi, Erica. How are you?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Now, I know what love languages are, but for those who don't know what they are, can you tell us what they are?
Yeah, so love languages are most simply the ways in which you best receive love. And of course, this is going to vary from person to person, but the 5 primary love languages are quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts, and acts of service.
Oh my gosh. Now, beyond romantic relationships, how can knowing our own love language help us as an individual?
I think it's really important to know what your love language is so that you can best communicate to the people around you, whether that's a romantic partner, friend, family member, how you like to not only receive love, but I think feel a sense of just connection and closeness, feel appreciated, feel like you matter, feel like you're truly being seen for who you are, so that someone can shower you with connection and closeness in the ways that fill you up the most.
Now, is it possible to have a different love language for romantic relationships, friendships, coworker relationships, familiar relationships, or is it just one set love language for all the relationships?
I think that usually most people have like 2 that stand out the most. And I think, for example, if your love language is quality time and acts of service, or maybe your top 2. I think in each of those dynamics, whether that's a friend, a family member, coworker, a romantic partner, you're going to want to receive words of affirmation and quality time in a certain way through each individual, through that relationship in whatever way would be most appropriate.
And how are we able to figure out our own love languages?
So if you go to 5lovelanguages.com, which is the website of the author who wrote the book about the 5 love languages, you can take a quiz online to find out what your love language is. And also I think you can take it with your partner as well. So it's some kind of something you can do together to better understand what your love language is.
Now, are you able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Are you able to take the quiz and then take it again? And if it changes, are you able to be like, oh my God, is this really the love language that I have? Or is it what is it? How does it go?
So yeah, when you take the quiz, it's just asking you questions about, what your preferences are in terms of certain relationship patterns. And I'm guessing you could take it again and see if maybe your answers begin to shift over time. I think as we continue to grow and evolve and better ourselves, we may change in terms of certain preferences and in the ways in which we like to receive love. We may not even know, right off the bat, if someone was to ask, how do you like to receive love? That might be a question that people have to think about. And I can see how that answer may change over time as a person changes and grows themselves.
Now, do you have any recommendations for people that have different specific love languages, like the quality time or the physical touch or the acts of service? Do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, in terms of each love language, and what's great about the quiz when you take it, it offers the best ways for you to receive your love based on your love language. But for example, if your love language is quality time, that is something that you can communicate to your partner or a friend or a family member. And I think, the best ways to spend quality time are being intentional about carving out uninterrupted time to spend with a loved one or a friend, where there are no distractions, no phones, no little kids running around, right? Really prioritizing that time to connect, to communicate, to bond on a physical or emotional level. That's just one example for quality time.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Erica, for joining me today.
Of course. Thank you again for having me.
Alrighty, and coming up next on GDS, Sydney and I are teaching you how to exfoliate your arms with Lumi Bloom. Don't go anywhere.